everybody? Welcome to Dreams Outdoors. Quentin. So what we're doing today, we're going to be installing float pods on the back of my Tractor 1860. Right here you can see I already got the whole thing out for this one. I kind of went a little ahead on schedule on this. But Adam's in the back, you probably can hear him grinding away. He is sanding the back of the transom. That way we can get a good adhesive seal on this. So stick around, stay tuned. We're going to get this other pod, we're going to get it mapped out. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. We are bolting these, we are not welding them. I could weld them, but I feel more comfortable bolting them and sealing them with the sealant. So that's what we're going to do. That panel right there that you can see cut is going to be our access panel. Get into here to get the bolts on. We're going to do approximately 10 bolts per pod. So we're going to grab the other pod and we're going to get that cut out. Stick around. Alright, so see here what we're trying to do. Prop this up. You have a 6-inch access panel. You go 3 inches up, 9 inches in from this side, 7 inches in from over here. No real reasoning for why I did it that way, honestly. Push it 1 7 from this side, give me more access down here to the straight part, but whoops. So that's what we're doing, 6-inch panel. What I'm gonna do to get these holes here so I can get the jigsaw in, I'm gonna drill a 1/4 inch hole, then drill out to a 1/2 inch hole on all 4 corners. We'll use the scroll saw, get that cut up. Bump up to the 1/2 inch. Okay, real quick. Yep. Got our 1/4 inch holes. We're going to bump to the 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch will give us a big enough diameter that we can get the jigsaw blade in there. Well, you see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to ride just on the inside of my lines. So I'm going to go through this first hole. Basically, the reason why I want this size hole, I want to be able to make sure I can get my hand in, go up here, here, over here. And now we'll come back to see how Adam's doing.
All done.
All right, so we mocked the pods up. We taped them off where they're going to go. So they're going to be inside the silver area here. He sanded that because we are going to be using adhesive sealant. And he sanded this one. Now this side, we went over a little bit further. You can see there were some holes here. That's from the previous owner. Some other stuff that was mounted there. So we're going to end up having to patch those up, fill them in. The pod's going to be roughly right down through here. So we got to fix these holes up so they don't leak. When we come across, we are going to utilize this transom mount hole. We got to drill the rest. Okay, what I'm currently doing, if you can hear me, we have these all sanded. Just kind of felt them. Thought we need to go a little bit more coarse with it. We used 120 grit. Right now we're just going over it lightly with a 60 grit, just to make sure we have something really good and coarse for that sealant and adhesive sealant to hold on to. So he's scuffing that up quick. I'm going to get drilling the holes for the pods. So what we were just discussing, on the opposite side of this bracket, there is a hole already drilled inside the transom for a stiffener that goes down. We were trying to figure out, one, it's a little close to the top of the pod, so we don't really want it to be that low. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to shim it up about 1/4 inch. So, or down 1/4 inch. So what we're going to do, instead of being up here, we're going to go down 1/4 inch. That's going to give us about, it should put us about 1 inch below the bend of the top of the pod. So that's what we're going to shoot for. We're going to get drilling, get marking, then get drilling. Okay, so right here, what you see us doing here, just we got the 4 top holes drilled out. We're drilling the remaining 6 through the back of the transom into the hull. We thought that'd be an easier way to drill it than trying to get the drill inside the boat there. The only thing we did kind of mess up is that bottom right bolt. We got a little far in. We are underneath the floor pan, which I'll show you guys later on in the video. But just run a Sharpie, we're marking it all out, just kind of gritting it out. Manufacturer recommends 5 bolts. We decided to install 10, so a little overkill, but it's always better to go a little bit overkill than not enough. Okay, so what we're currently going to do is we're going to try to line this up. We're going to go down through here with the strap. You got it? Yeah, I got it. Go down, we're going to hook onto the boot. We'll come up, hook up underneath the transom here. Basically, all we're trying to do here is just hold this in place till we get this lined up. Okay, so as I just said, we're trying to get this pod all lined up using a ratchet strap to get it set. We are kind of struggling with it. We're having alignment issues, but we ended up getting it here. Just took some shimmying around, back and forth, up, down, left, right, you name it. But right here, finally got lined up, held it in place, and Adam marked it from the inside out. Okay, so right now, Adam got it all marked. As you can see, I'm trying to get the drill out. I'm using an 1/8" drill bit to drill pilot holes. Then we're going to step up to a 1/4 inch. We're currently going to do the 3 center ones. Our plan there was drill out this first middle 3. Then we're going to put bolts inside them through the hull and use this to tighten it up. That way it holds it in place so we can mark the rest.
I say we have to unscrew it either way. Because we have to clean it up again.
Yeah, we got to see it, glue it. Yeah, I'm like acting like we're mounting this permanent right now. How do you got pressure on all 3?
I got 2. I got a long ass finger.
And that explains why your old lady likes it.
Yeah, my fingers aren't very stubby. They're a little longer than 5 inches.
No longer than most. It's an average bear.
They're longer, yeah. My fingers are above average.
Oh my gosh.
I looked it up on Google.
So much for a PG channel.
But no, my fingers they're just above average.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad I cut a 6-inch hole. I don't think 5 would have cut it.
Yeah, I think it was too small.
You're good. Okay, so just to kind of speed this up, this took a little longer than what we anticipated. We got the bolts in, we got them lined up, got them snugged up. Once we got them snugged up here, we did go in from the inside and draw out the other holes. There was one hole we couldn't get, that was in the top right of the transom, so we actually slid a drill bit through the hole and then marked it. On the hole, she's up in there. Let's see if we can get this in there. Okay, so this is a bolt that's underneath the plate that goes across for the fuel tank. It's hard to get to, so just me struggling to get to it. Okay, so we got that bolt in, the little 1 inch in the very bottom right-hand corner, sorry. We are currently just fast forwarding through this. Got a couple of the bolts in, got them snugged up. We're having some alignment issues, so what we did was the 1/4 inch bolts we went through with the 5/16 inch drill bit. Just kind of rimmed the holes out a little bit, gives a little bit of play room. Here's where we're just kind of discussing our next steps of what we're going to do. Okay, so we got the pod mocked up right now. We did have to, as you've seen, we had to ream out some of those holes. We went from 1/4 inch to 5/16. Just give us a little bit of play room. We really didn't account for that. We were relying on ourselves being 100% spot on, and neither one of us is always 100% spot on, mentally or physically. So, next up, we're going to get the other pod mounted up. This is all we're going to do for the night. So, good night and wet dreams.